the phone call. I'm going to go through operation, set, show, and close. And I'm going to show you how you literally can close so many more people than you probably have ever done. Even if you're good, you can get better, right? Even when I was good before, when you study and you get better and better and better. So you got to love the phone. Now, come on, does anybody struggle with the phone? You're like, I don't want to get on the phone. I don't want to make phone calls. I mean, you got to look at that phone and you got to see a brand new BMW. Like whatever you want. You got to think that that phone is the link between your business growing and not growing. If you're getting in a place where you're getting phone calls and you can call people for consultations. So you got to kind of get over that fear of it. Now, how many people are in the setup where people call you for business? Like they say, hey, I saw your number, I saw your ad. Okay, about half of you. So what if their first question is, well, how much does it cost? Does that ever happen? Every time. And it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that question. You know, all they're doing is what they know how to do. They want to know how much it is, so that's what they're doing. Hey, how much does it cost? So when they call and they ask you, well, how much does it cost? I just distract them from that question. I don't even know what you need. I'm thinking in my mind, how can I tell you how much it costs? I'll say, well, I'm sorry, what is your name? Just totally distract them. Well, tell me a little bit about what you're looking to accomplish. They completely forget about the question. So if they ask that question, just get more focused on what is it that they're looking to do. Why are they even calling you? Ask them why they want your help. And I believe that it's completely different than somebody saying, see, we can look at somebody and say, okay, we can tell that you need to lose 60 pounds, right? We can tell you need to lose about 60 pounds. But in their mind, haven't they been 60 pounds overweight for like ever? They're used to it. They're more comfortable with it. So I'm going to talk to you about you need to get to the why. And I believe that this is critical to why I have been able to close so many people. Now, I tell people on the phone that I take them through an interview process. And this is true. I kind of, it's kind of what they call in sales a takeaway. Because I don't take every client that comes through my door. And isn't it great when you get in a place where you can do that? You can choose the people you want to train. And then maybe if you don't want to train somebody, you don't train somebody. But I tell them on the phone, we're going to go through a little bit interview process. When you come in, I'll find out what your goals are. Find out if you're a right fit for our studio and we're a right fit for you. So that's what we're going to do. And I talk to them about that on the phone. And it kind of creates that, whoa, like I might not get accepted. So that is a good thing for them to feel because they might not. So set the appointment. Give them 2 time options. Remember, these people are procrastinators. They don't make decisions about their health. You just got to say, hey, great. So do you want to come in the daytime or the evening? If they say daytime, okay, great. I've got tomorrow at 9 a.m. or Wednesday at 11. Which one of those do you want? Give them 2 options. That's it. That phone call should take 10 minutes. Now, I'm a talker, man. I care about people, and I want to give as much as I can to them about their health. And I'll start telling them all kinds of stuff on the phone, but I'd be on the phone for like 45 minutes with these people. And then, it gives you a butt kicking all the time when you tell them what you're doing, and it's like, what are you doing that for? Stop doing that. So now I got it down to 10 minutes. And there's a few critical things that you need to do on the phone. Now, everybody has a website. Hopefully, and most of us have pictures of people's testimonials on there, right? You got pictures of clients. I am a obsessive picture taker. Nobody trains with me without before and after pictures, and you've got to get serious about that with measurements and pictures because that has built my entire business is before and afters. So I make sure on the phone, I say, listen, I'm going to send you an email with some questions that I need you to answer. And these questions are to stir up their emotional pain. I want to find out, what is it about that 60 pounds that bothers you? What is it about that 40 pounds that makes you feel so inadequate? I need to know the emotional reasons. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But I want to stir that up before they even get to me. Because what happens is you position yourself to be their trainer and you stir up the pain already before they even get to you. Is that good? You want to get them thinking about, gosh, this really does affect my life negatively. I want to change. I need to get in touch with it, because most people are not in touch, because we wouldn't have such an overweight country. Most people are not in touch with the intensity of how much fat they carry on their body. So they're not in touch with it. So your goal is to get them in tune to the emotional side of why are you struggling. And I say, hey, listen, I need you to bring a picture of yourself at your goal weight. Do you have a picture of yourself 60 pounds lighter? And they'll say, oh, gosh, yeah, but it's like 20 years old, or no, I can't find it. I'm like, listen, I need you to go through your photo albums and find a picture of yourself 60 pounds lighter. I don't care if it's 20 years old. And they'll be like, okay, so they'll bring in this picture, and I'll ask them to bring me a few pictures. Now, what happens when they're going through their photo album and they're looking at all those old pictures? They start to cry. A lot of them they're thinking about their past, and they're thinking, man, the best days are gone. I used to look so good, and now I can't even leave the house because I feel so fat. That's what people say to me. And I'm not saying that. That's what they say. They're miserable. They don't want to even leave the house. And it's hard for us to connect to that sometimes, because a lot of us have been in shape. We've been fitness professionals. Just like people have been talking about, you got to get inside the head of what these people struggle with. And by asking them those questions, I get inside their head and I find out what are the pressing points that are going to cause you to make a change. So I'll have them bring these pictures in. And I like to get more than one of them. I'll say, hey, find one when you were younger. I like those too. So they'll bring the pictures in. Now, look at what's happening already. They're going to the website. And, man, Michael, are you here, the guy that spoke first? That was awesome sales stuff he was talking about. I wrote down like 20 things I am going to totally apply in my new training sales stuff that I do. So if you think about that video, you got to have a video like that on your website. I don't have it yet, and I'm going to be making one when I leave here. That video is powerful. So having that little video to talk about their emotions, stir it up, get them seeing you as the answer to their problems. Because some people will contact me and they'll say, you know what, you are my last resort. I feel like I've tried everything. Does anybody say that to you guys? I feel like I've tried everything. I've done every diet under the sun, and this is the last thing I'm going to do. So getting them to that website. Now, I will also say, hey, do you have a bathing suit? And they'll go, oh, God, I don't even know if it fits anymore. I'll be like, well, you need to bring that bathing suit with you so we can measure. Now, I know if it's a guy training a woman, you might feel a little uncomfortable with this. You may have them come in shorts and like a sports shirt or whatever. But I need them to mentally get there to where they bring something to measure in. So what are they doing? By the email, by the website, they're getting all pumped up about, wow, this could be my answer. Then I'm giving them an email to ask them all the questions. What's going on with you? What makes you cry at night? Why do you feel unattractive to your husband? Why do you go through the things that you go through? I want them to go through their picture book, get some pictures, and think about their past and what's possible. If they've never been thin, I'll have them go through a magazine and pick out what they want to look like. Now they're having to go pick out their bathing suit. Now, most people, they can't even fit into their old bathing suit. Or they don't even wear a bathing suit. How many people deal with people that have at least 30 pounds to lose? So most of us. 60, is that also a good amount? About half of us. So these people, some of them don't even have a bathing suit because they're not going to be caught dead in public in a bathing suit. Now, I will ask them on the phone, and this is done in 10 minutes. I'll say, so, great, Susie. Now, great, so I'm going to send you to my website. I need you to answer those questions. Send those back to me before you come in. I need you to bring the picture. I need you to bring your bathing suit. And I need to ask you a question. First, I need to take a drink of water. I don't do that on the phone, I'm saying. I need to ask you a question. I'll say, Susie, when you come in, I customize all my plans, which is completely true. So I do it based on your needs, on your schedule, and on your budget. On this kind of stuff, are you like the financial decision maker? Can you make your own financial decisions, or do you usually have to ask your spouse? Now, what does that do to the self-righteous independent woman? She goes, I have my own bank account. I make my own decisions. I'll be like, okay, great. So I will write that down. So if she comes in to talk to me, That means she cannot use the spouse objection, right? She already told me. I've done that a few times. And then she'll go, oh, well, I need to talk to my husband. I'll go, oh, well, you told me on the phone that you make your own decisions, and then stir that back up. I'll find out, hey, I'm busy. I have every right to know if they're a financial decision maker, right? You need to know, are they qualified? I'm not going to waste my time to sit down in front of somebody that can't even make their own financial decisions. So if she says, well, I can make my own decisions, yeah, that's fine. I'll be fine with that. Or if she says, I need to talk to my husband, about everything. I'm like, great. I'll see if she can get him to come with her. That is ideal. But if she can't, and to get them to come, I'll talk about how, it's really great if your spouse is there, because then I can tell him how he can support you. I don't talk about how I need him there because he's got the checkbook and he's the one that can make the financial decision. I talk about, hey, listen, I can, help him get more supportive of you losing weight if he's actually there. So if she says, okay, well, I need to talk to my husband, I'll be like, okay, great, Susie. Well, you need to do this before our appointment. I need you to go in, talk to your husband, tell him you've contacted me, tell him you want to get a personal trainer, someone's going to help you with nutrition, you're going to lose 60 pounds, and find out what your budget is on a weekly or a monthly basis. Now, is that powerful to be able to get somebody thinking about that before they even get there? Because I've already dealt with 5 objections on the phone before they even come to my studio. Before I learned the system that I know now, I would have to fight for a sale at the end. Now, I'm not kidding you. Sometimes I'll even email Bedros, and I'm like, dude, is it this easy? I mean, it's really crazy how you'll just 10 people close them, 100 grand. I mean, it's mind-boggling to me how easy it really is when you learn a system. And I think that's the problem I was not doing, was I was not following a system. I was all over the place. It seems like everybody around here is like ADD that gets up on stage to Steve Hockman and Chris Gomes, and everybody says they're ADD. And I have this challenge. Bedros says I like to chase shiny objects, where I just get excited and I want to go from one thing to the next and not focus. So, see, I just forgot what I was talking about. What was I talking about right before that? Excuse me? How easy it is. Yes, because when I would sit down with them, I would be so excited that I would just be all over the place. I didn't have a system. That's why I was only closing 5, 6 out of 10. Now it's like I'll sit down in front of 30 and close 28. And I'll have my days where I'll go for 3 or 4 and I don't close one of them. And I'll be like, dang, how'd that happen? I remember I was at Fitness Info Summit. This guy goes, I get offended when someone says no. I mean, I expect to close everybody. So it's funny because I thought about that, but I learned a long time ago in sales that every no gets you closer to a yes. And if you can have that attitude, hey, you know what, it's okay. That person wasn't meant to work with me. It doesn't mean that I'm on a trail of doing bad. It's keep going. You'll keep getting more business. So great, they come in, they're already prepared, man. They got their bathing suit, they talked to their husband, they answered the questions, they've already cried, they've already, thought about all the things about their life of why they're so miserable and why I'm the solution to their problem. So when they come in, you want to connect with them. Now, I know this sounds simplistic, but smile, be nice to them. You got to remember, you guys, that these people are already intimidated by us. They look at us and think, God, you're in good shape. If you're a guy, you got all these muscles, and you're thin. If you're a chick, or you're in good shape, they're already intimidated. So if you have a cocky, arrogant attitude, like you are all that in a bag of chips, which is good to be confident, but if they feel like you're just that edge that you just don't even really care about them being there, then it will affect your sales, no doubt. So that smile, a lot of people feel very unappreciated in their life. And if they feel like, I have trained close to 1,000 people personally myself, and asking these people all these questions. People that are overweight start to feel like they get treated not as good. They don't feel like people look at them anymore. They feel like unappreciated since they're overweight. And these are all things that they've been telling me. So when you're happy to see them and they feel like, wow, this person seems like really happy to see me. Not that you have to act like a fruitcake, but, at least act like you even give a crap that they're there. Because if you're like that guy that sits on the desk with his head down, good luck closing a lot of business. So I have them fill out the PAR-Q that Bedros had in his stuff that he gives you. So I'm like, okay, great. So I'll sit them down because I'm always with people. I'll put them in the office, sit them down, have them fill this out front and back. So not only have they brought me I've printed out their email. So I've read every single question. I've underlined everything that I want to point out to them when I talk to them. So I'll have them fill this out. Okay, great. I'll come back and sit down and ask you, what size you are, blah, blah, what goals you have. They filled this out. Now, I want to connect with them a little bit. Find common ground. You may be the furthest thing from this person than you've ever met in your life. They may be 55 and you're 20, and she's, 60 pounds overweight and you've been thin your whole life. You got to find a common ground. Maybe they are from the same place you are from, or maybe they like to do the same kind of sport that you like to do, or same kind of hobby or something. Just spend a few minutes to connect with them. Because what's that saying? People don't care how much you know till what? Till they know how much you care. Because if it's all business and you just sit down, blah, 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 here's my prices, here's how great I am, you need to buy training, they need to feel a connection. They need to feel that you actually, care that they're even there, I think. So this is where I want to stir up their pain. Now, I almost brought a shovel as one of my props because I am a pain digger. I want to dig up their pain. What I did bring is I have this right on my desk. And what is this? What is this for? My goal is to make them cry. I'm serious. If I don't get them to cry, I think, I might not sell this package because I did not stir up enough pain. I want them crying. I want makeup running down their face. And they'll say, it's okay, Susie, everyone cries in here. And I'll give her a tissue because that's true. So that is a big thing, man. I keep that right on my desk. I didn't used to, and they just be bawling, snotting everywhere. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, everyone cries, and I don't have any tissue for them. So keep tissue.